It is the time of the video that no one can see unless they got here late, and then they'll all see it. So all of you late birds, we appreciate you checking us out after the live was over.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up, even though you're not here live. It'll help spread it around to other people. Yep. We appreciate you checking it out once you found out that we were live and you missed it.
Somebody will find us eventually.
We'll see if anybody checks in. You know, I didn't tell anybody about the storm. I didn't put a title in it. I'll have to go back and edit the title later. We're going to talk about the big storm that happened. And
everybody was worried.
If anybody gets in here, it might be nobody's around.
They was worried about us not having power.
There's a couple people in here, it looks like.
Hello, y'all.
A couple people have shown up. We appreciate y'all spending your beautiful Sunday afternoon with us. We're going to talk about Donnie's little welding cart, too.
Little welding cart, yeah.
There's Jeremy. Jeremy says evening. Hello, Jeremy.
How are you, sir?
I got to take my glasses off. I can't see up close with my glasses on.
Don't tell too many people. You know, everybody's been asking what you look like. I keep telling them.
There's Galaxian. He says, hey.
I keep telling them you're a cross between me and Joey.
Carol says, how y'all doing? We're doing good, Carol.
And you're in the witness protection program, so
yeah, I don't know. All I got to do is look on my Facebook. There's pictures of me all over there.
Yep.
Jeremy says, y'all true down-home people love the videos. Thank you, Jeremy. We try to be that. We are sitting here in our little warehouse down on Main Street. Cozy says, are you guys okay? We are. Stovepipe says, whatever Donnie says goes. Stovepipe has figured it out. We are okay. Everybody's just fine. All of our property is just fine. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And Donnie's welding cart is right here in the way.
Yep, right in the way.
Galaxian says, how's the weather there? Any storm fallout? We're going to talk about that. So, Donnie, there's 9 people in here. That's pretty good.
What's going on, y'all? Hopefully y'all are having a good evening.
Stovepipe says, nice shop. This is, this is our warehouse where we store a bunch of our stuff, work on things. We got a bunch of stuff going on. It's a big mess right now, but Carol says, how's the old jail coming along? Carol, we finished it. It's finished and rented. We got it all done, and if you go on our website or on our channel here, there's a playlist with all of the videos in it. At the very end, it'll show you how it looked when we finished it. And then there's another one, I think, where we did an update like 6 months later after somebody had rented it and moved out. But it's open right now as a sandwich shop, and it's been doing very well. Ken says, finally caught alive. Howdy, fellers. Hey, Ken. Ken's one of our best viewers. Ken watches all our stuff. He's cool. I can tell by his picture he's cool. He looks like a fun person. All right, Donnie, we got 12 people in here now and many more watching later.
Woohoo!
So everybody who's been checking on us.
We appreciate that.
Because there was a big storm that came through. So if you've been living under a rock, we are in the Carolinas. So if someone told me there was a big storm in Italy, for instance, I wouldn't know what cities are near what. So, hey, Jeff. So if you're not from near here, you probably don't understand the geography. But basically, we're about 4 hours from the coast, or 3 hours, depending on what coast, back off the shore. And we're near Charlotte, North Carolina. All of our stuff is near there, right? So we have buildings and properties, personal or rentals, in 5 different places. So one is Charlotte. I have a house in Charlotte. That's where I live. 2 is Waxhaw. Donnie has a house in Waxhaw. That's where he lives. Jumping General says, hey, guys, I see 2 All-Stars. Well, there we go. Hey, Jumping General. And so there's Charlotte, Waxhaw. Fort Mill is where Joe lives. And then our shop that we do the video games, arcade games in, pinball machines, is in Rock Hill. And then our rental properties that we're always working on are in
Jefferson, South Carolina.
Jefferson, South Carolina. Jumping General says, it's me, Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. That's our Facebook bud. Well, he comes by the shop, too. So, in Rock Hill, where the shop is, no problems whatsoever. The power didn't even go out. So the shop, everything was cool. Power didn't go out. The internet didn't go out. It's starting to rain down here, though. Good thing we got that roof fixed, Donnie.
Yeah, I know.
This place is dry as a bone since we had the new roof put on. So Rock Hill, no problems. Everything was cool. We went to work each day, and nothing changed. Fort Mill, where Joey's at, they lost power for about a day, which messed them up because their plumbing is all on power. Even their sewage is on power, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, pump station.
So for about a day, he was without power, which wasn't optimal, but it wasn't the end of the world. Donnie, we'll let him tell you about what happened over in Waxhaw. And then down here in Jefferson, they lost power for, I think, half a day or something, like half a day. And then it all came back. Everything was fine. None of the properties were damaged anywhere. It was a weird storm. It wasn't really that bad. It was just kind of normal rain and kind of normal wind. It wasn't anything big. Now, if you haven't heard the news, up in the mountains, like in the western part of the state, which is a couple hours from here, up near Asheville, it was horrible. Like, worst it's ever been. They're saying it was biblical. I mean, just really bad. The Chimney Rock was completely wiped off the map. Like, all the buildings destroyed and everything from floods. So apparently what happened was it rained for a couple days. Not crazy heavy, but pretty consistent. And then the wind came along and blew over a lot of trees. Well, whenever it blew over the trees, it caused drainage problems, and they ended up with all kinds of flooding. And so Chimney Rock in particular got completely wiped off the map. Also, parts of I-40, which is the major interstate through the western part of North Carolina into Tennessee, was completely washed off the side of the mountain. I mean, the road just gone. And that's, major interstate. So they're in big trouble up near Asheville. Down where we're at, we're in more like the Sand Hills, the Piedmont. Not really that many problems. It's just the power went out for about. Now, at my house in Charlotte, I lost power for like 2 days, and the internet's still out. Crafty says, how many sinks do y'all have stored there? We got about 2,000 of them, Crafty. They came with the building when we bought it. So our stuff in Jefferson, everything's fine. The power was out for about half a day. Joey's house, everything's fine. Power was out about a day. The shop in Rock Hill, everything's fine. Power never even went out. Charlotte, everything's fine. Power went out for about 2 days. And then Donnie will tell you what happened in Waxhaw.
Waxhaw, the power line fell down in front of the house, and it was out for about 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which was good. Just we can't upload anything to the site right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll come back up, and the internet will come back on, and we'll get it.
Masato says, Donnie and Ronnie. Hey, Masato, how you been, buddy? He's an old-time viewer of the channels.
We wanted to make sure everybody knew that we was all right.
Yeah, everybody's fine. Galaxian says, you need to try harder to sell the sinks. Cricket says, I love your videos. My son bought a used double wide and is currently remodeling it. Very cool, Cricket. We were looking at some today. Masato K says, I used your mud flaps lady on my table saw the other day. There you go. Yeah, he's an old-time viewer of the channel. He knows about the mud flaps lady. I believe he got one of the big ones.
We got a couple that's still laying around somewhere.
Jonathan says, friend of mine that lives in Winston-Salem has a vacation cabin in Boone, but he can't get there to check on damage. Bad flooding and the trees are down. Yeah.
Boone got it pretty bad, too.
It's been a nightmare. Unfortunately, a lot of hidden repairs. Yep, lots of stuff pops up. Barbie Bush says, hi from Massachusetts. Hey, Barbie. Masato says, yeah, he got a biggie. Yeah. So, yeah, so it's so bad in Asheville that you can't really even get up there because the I-40 is damaged, but a lot of the other roads are damaged too. They got flooded, and once they go underwater,
It compromises all the
it washes out everything under the road. If it'll wash out like a foot, the road's so damaged you can't drive on it. So they've got big problems up there. There's actually a local guy here named Justin who has a helicopter, and he actually flew up there with his helicopter to try to help rescue people. It got so bad there were people on roofs. And it wasn't crazy rain. It was just kind of consistent rain. It wasn't ever really, really heavy or anything. But it was just kind of consistent, and it was for a couple days. And then once it started flooding, you had people trapped in houses, breaking out of windows and stuff to climb up on the roof. Just nuts.
Yeah, we got, over at the house, we got 3.5 inches over 2 days.
Yeah, and in Charlotte, it was something similar, you know.
So it wasn't that bad around here.
And the wind was like 30 miles an hour, which is normal, really. I mean, like in any kind of rainstorm, you get stuff like that. YouTube TV says, glad to hear you and your families are all well and good. Hello from Liverpool. Hello, YouTube TV.
Hello, sir.
So we're fine, but the people farther west than us, not fine.
Yeah.
Consistent rain, the ground doesn't have time to soak it up. Yeah, exactly. And it seems like once it did that, it compromised a lot of the trees. So when the wind came through, even though it was only like 30 miles an hour, it blew over a lot of trees and just caused tons of problems over there. And then any place that's low lying got flooded. And whenever it floods, it's not just water, it's sewage, it's mud, it's the debris from the trees. It's just a big mess. Yeah. Shelly says, I live 3 hours from Asheville. Do you have a website, or how do I go about to get information on renting any of your homes? We don't have any for rent at the moment. We just rent them here locally to people that get in contact with us, and people that we kind of know, or that people that we know.
They get referred to us.
Yeah, get referred to us.
Through a renter that we already have.
And we don't have a ton of rental properties anyways. We've only got, we've got quite a few, but we don't have hundreds or anything where we have a waiting list or anything.
We got a handful.
You got a handful. That's a good way of putting it. Masato says, I narrowly escaped the storm when I went on my cruise out of Galveston. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Galveston, the water and everything there is rough anyway, isn't it? Because it's those the walls down on the ocean. I think it's pretty rough, even if there's no storm.
About like seawall.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been there, but
There's a song about Galveston.
Shelley said, "Oh, thank you. Just wondering." Exactly. Yeah, there is a song about Galveston. All right. So what else you been up to, Donnie?
We've been buying vehicles. Bought a few of them.
We bought some vehicles that we're repairing, some work trucks that we're repairing to sell. And I want to talk about his little mobile welder here. Look what he did. He took an old shopping cart that we had, and he cut it up, and then he bolted his welder into it so that he can roll it around. Look, he's got the tank chained to it, so he can roll it around wherever we need his welder. And we've used it like 10 times already.
I thought it was a good idea. The problem is, if you buy one of them little carts, they want $150 for it. And I had 4 of them shopping carts laying around, so I figured.
Z says evening, folks. Evening, Z.
Evening, Z. So I figured I might as well.
Yep. But should we tell them about the sinks again? Some of the people seem to not know about the sinks.
We got a hotel and we want to change them out.
We went in a mobile home today, and we're filming these videos of mobile homes. Ken says Donnie bought that shopping cart from Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Masato says, so you're saying I need to head over to Walmart for a parking lot welder cart? Exactly. Yep. Exactly. We went in a mobile home today, and the in one of the bathrooms they had one of those sinks. It was one of the cool ones with the seashell and everything. The legend of the sinks. Yeah, exactly. So this building that we're in is attached to another building. So this is a warehouse, and then that's another building. Galaxian said shopping carts are free at night. Exactly. Now, we didn't do that. This was already in this building when we bought it, just so everybody's clear. Cozy says, yep, Glenn Campbell, every time I hear someone say Galveston, I think of that song. You got that right. That's when you know it's a good song. If it just completely takes the name of the town over. Glenn Campbell has another cool song called Bowling Green, about Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's a good one, too, if you haven't heard that. So that building over there, whenever we bought it, they had been using it as a showroom where they sold sink vanities and sink countertops, this company. And it was full of these sinks, and they had fallen through the floor in areas from where the roof was leaking. And it says they raised Galveston Island 1903 to 1911 due to the 1900 hurricane. Oh, okay. all of those sinks were in there, and so whenever we bought the building, we needed to work in that building, but the sinks were in the way. So we carried them all out and we stacked them over here in the corner, not where they're at now, over here in the corner. And we counted, there was a couple thousand of them. And we started trying to sell them, and we sold a few hundred, but it's just hard to sell them. You can sell them one at a time, but it's hard to sell a bunch of them. And so we eventually had to move them again, and we stacked them all along that wall, and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And we've still got about 2,000 of them. So we do sell them from time to time. And we did a video on our channel here. If you look for Lions Sink Emporium, you'll find the video. We did a whole video about the sinks.
Yeah, a lot of sinks there.
Yeah, it says it looks like a modern art piece. Yeah, we think that. We think it looks very artistic the way we've got them all sorted. They're in order by size and everything and design. But we have stuff piled all on top of them because we can't just let all of that space go to waste. So
we thought about chipping them up and selling them for driveway gravel.
Mike says, how much is a sink? They're $20. And Crafty said, trade them to that trailer company for a new trailer. I would if they would do that. Z says, nice to see amateur repair time back again, by the way, Ron. Masato says, do you ship across country? No, we don't. They're too heavy. Amateur repair time. Yeah, we couldn't do it this weekend because the power's been out. Galaxy says, good grief, you moved 2,000 sinks twice. Yep.
We've moved a lot of them more than twice because we put them all in order.
Yeah, Stovepipe says, I thought the sinks in the shopping cart were just stage props. Well, it's part of it. We want to make sure everybody sees what the good life's like. You see the welding mask up there on the bar of the shopping cart.
Shepherd's hook.
Shepherd's hook, yeah. We got a shepherd's hook up there so you can hang up the mask and the wand, the leads.
Off the ground where you don't run over them.
Yep. I mean, a lot of thought went into this, people. Everybody thinks we just halfway do it. Now, Stovepipe says, nice touch. But
that welding bottle, it's I bought that when I was in high school. It's been laying in the backyard full this whole time.
Yep. Could have blown up the house at any moment, but we got it down here where it'll blow up the warehouse instead if there's a problem. So that's good.
I'm surprised they ain't run out of gas yet. It's been 20 years. Carol
says, use your imagination. Exactly, Carol. The Stovepipe says, mount a blue Kmart light on it. Yep. Yeah, remember, Donnie, they used to have those in some stores where you couldn't take them outside, so they had a big bar on them so that they wouldn't go through the door?
Yep. Blue. Yeah, that was crazy.
So we've been working on my truck. We've been doing a bunch of videos. There's a thing, is that a gas welder or electric? It's electric. There's a thing where on YouTube, your channel kind of needs to be about like one specific thing. If you do your channel about several different things, it kind of messes it up, and it messes up the experience for the viewer too. Z says, the Lions family is so rich that they can afford to have 2,000 sinks and not use them. Well, that's one way of looking at it, but it could be too that we're foolish enough to pay for a building that has 2,000 sinks in it.
Or we don't have enough money to pay the dump fee for 2,000 sinks.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever we started the channel, we did videos about all kinds of different stuff. So we did trucks, and we did sinks, and we did working on buildings, and we did farm. We did CNC machines and stuff like that, and that's fine. But if you're doing that, you're kind of running a blog. So the people that watch, they kind of have to be into you, or they won't continuously watch. Jonathan says, hope you guys don't get any more hailstorms. Yeah, me too. That was horrible.
Ronnie still ain't got his windshield.
Galaxian said we're hoarders.
We're
not hoarders. It's all for sale. So, so we've done videos on or we've recently done truck repairs, things like that. Some of that stuff we're not filming just because it messes up the channel when we're trying to do it about building repairs and mobile home repairs and stuff. Carol says, Dollar Tree puts the bar on the buggy so you can't take it out of the store. Yeah, there you go. So, like on my truck, the drive shaft fell out of it. Twice. So we went to a junkyard, got another drive shaft too, because we think we bent that one. And we got it all repaired up. we've got some vehicles that we bought that have a wrap on them from a company that we're taking the wrap off. Donnie's figured out a way to pull out dents using a Gatorade bottle. We've been doing all kinds of cool stuff, right? I just set the time on the clock out front because the power went out. All of this stuff we could have done videos on, but it's kind of better for the channel and for the viewers if we make the videos about working on the buildings, working on mobile homes, keeping it kind of straight. We've been doing a lot of stuff with the farm too.
Yeah, all the hay's in for this year.
Yeah, that's kind of why we have different channels too. Masato says, you guys think about a truck channel. We may eventually do that, yeah. Dr. Zarkloff says, I'm sitting in my mobile home in Bell, Florida, watching this to keep my mind off how hot it is in here because I have no power for my AC. Oh, no. Did it go out for the storm? That happened at my house, too. I'm in Charlotte. It was out for 2 days, and so the AC was gone. But it wasn't the end of the world because the weather wasn't too hot, so we made it through. Dr. Zarkloff said yes. So his power's out, and he's watching the video, but he's burning up because he's in Florida with no AC. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, the problem with the truck channels, we've already got 3
Yeah.
channels.
Yeah.
There ain't enough time in the day.
Yeah. So you can do it, but you just your updates won't be as frequent. But we may end up doing that, and also a farming channel.
It's just hard to upload to 5 channels and edit for 5 channels and all that stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah.
The videoing is the easy part because I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
The backside of it's the hard part.
Here's what happens. Let's say that you don't care about the farming stuff, but you like the truck stuff and you like the mobile home stuff and you like the whatever, right? So Donnie puts out a video about being his farming channel, and you go, well, I'm not gonna watch that. I don't care about cows. That's fine. I'm like that. I mean, there's certain things I'm just not gonna watch. It doesn't mean I don't like the channel. It's just those aren't my favorite types of videos. Well, if you do that once or twice, the YouTube algorithm says, oh, they don't like Donnie's channel anymore. We'll stop showing them Donnie's videos. And so it screws everything up. And it screws up the viewer, too, because they really want to see the next, video about the mobile home or whatever, but YouTube that takes that opportunity away from them. And we got to understand that your YouTube experience is almost completely ran by an algorithm. And a lot of times you don't even realize it. But even if you search for things, the algorithm decides what it shows you in the results for the search. So it's just, you got to kind of do it smart. All right, so we got a couple more comments here. Joey says, hey, y'all, how are y'all doing today? We got a lot of rain and wind here in Virginia, but everything is okay my way. Well, good, Joey. Yeah, we were just talking about that. We ended up being all right, but we were out with power for a while. Maritime Site says, I do miss the work you do on the trucks. Maritime Sites, yeah, thank you. We'll try to see if we can figure out a way to do that where everybody can see it. We may make a separate site or a separate channel for that or something.
And I've been sitting on the semi. I haven't done anything to it.
Yeah, the semi we haven't worked on much, so. Z says, yep, the editing is the longest part. Normally people don't appreciate the time it takes. That's true. And Masato says, yeah, the algorithm is broken. It's just part of it, I mean, we can complain about it, but it's just how they've chosen to do it. You just got to kind of work around it. Jonathan says, who needs cable TV when we have Donnie TV?
Yeah.
There are plenty of people that would watch a video that Donnie did about anything. I understand that, but you do better whenever they're about specific things. So if we've got a lot of people on the channel that enjoy the mobile homes and the buildings and stuff like that, if we lean into that, everybody's happy, or most people are happy. So that's what we're thinking. But we just wanted to check in and let everybody know that everything's cool. Nothing was really damaged. We just went up without power for a while. We still got some internet out here and there. Joey says, I love y'all's channel. I just bought my house in October last year. I love owning my own home. Well, cool, Joey. That's awesome. It's the whole YouTube do-it-yourself thing. What we're trying to do on our channel is not show people how to do it, but just kind of inspire them that they can do it. If we can do it, you can do it, okay?
Yep.
Mike says thumbs up. Thank you, Mike. So, some things are easy to do, some things are hard to do, but...
the hardest part of anything is getting started.
Exactly.
If you get started, anything,
Yeah.
5 minutes a day, you'll be finished eventually.
Yep.
All you got to do is start it.
Yep.
And if you can devote 45 minutes a day, you'll get it even faster.
Yep.
So you just keep digging at it, and you'll get it.
Yep.
That's why we're not scared to buy these real junky mobile homes.
Yeah.
It's just an extra couple days.
Yeah.
I mean, don't look at it that, you know. If you look at the big picture, you're gonna get in trouble. Look at the little pieces and just keep going.
Joey says, yeah, I've got the inspiration from y'all to working on my house. Well, good, man. That's cool. That's what we're looking to do. Jonathan says, the channel has motivated me to pour concrete to build a garage. Well, you need somewhere to park that General Lee. It's our buddy Jonathan. He's got a General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard. YouTube TV, that's a great piece of advice and so true. And it's not just for mobile homes or truck repairs, it's for anything. That's kind of the whole purpose of our arcade and pinball channel too. We're just trying to inspire people. You can work on this stuff. If we can work on it, you can work on it. But you just got to start, you know. Yeah, you might break something that costs you more money, but you know, at least you got started. Usually I get lucky and I fix stuff that I didn't know I was going to be able to fix.
Well, 90% of the time when I take something apart, it's already broke. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't matter.
If it's already messed up, really, what are you out? You know, if you're in a mobile home and the floor is messed up and you're going to fall through the floor, rip that crap out. I mean, hell, you know,
yeah,
it's really not any worse than it was. It's already screwed up. Rip it out and put something new down.
yeah.
You know.
And if you look at the big picture, you pull the plywood out. It's $30 for another sheet.
Yeah.
Do it one sheet at a time if that's all you can do.
Ronnie Russell says, well, caught alive on a day off. Hello, fellas. Hope you guys and the chat is having a blessed day. We are, Ronnie Russell. Every day is a blessed day, isn't it?
Thank you, sir.
So we went down to our favorite little mobile home place today and recorded some more videos for you of some used models.
I don't know how they move so many.
That place rocks and rolls, doesn't it? We go down there about every week or two, and there's new ones. There's new used mobile homes there like every time. They must be
selling them craziness.
They're picking up 3 or 4 a week at least. At least. That's how I see it.
Off 4 or 5 a week.
Yeah. Joey says, I've never painted anything in my life, and I saw y'all painting a trailer and said, hell, I can do that, and painted my kitchen. Exactly.
Exactly. It's easy to do.
There's nothing wrong with being a professional. Whenever we paint, we don't paint as good as a professional painter paints. There's nothing wrong with being a professional. There's nothing wrong with hiring a professional. But if you're like us, you don't have enough money to hire professionals for everything, you know. So some of it, you got to do it yourself.
That little bit of money I saved from not hiring a professional, I bought me a rooster.
Jonathan says, does Donnie prefer Lowe's or Home Depot?
Home Depot.
Donnie's a Home Depot guy because he used to work there, and he owns stock.
Yeah, I worked there. Believe that.
Joey says, I think you do a great job. Thank you, Joey.
I worked in the paint department, and then I worked in the rental department.
Ronnie Russell says, nice. I can't wait to see them. They will be up Tuesday and Friday. Yeah, Donnie used to work at Home Depot in the paint department, kind of ironically. But I got to tell you, though, if you just apples to oranges, I like Home Depot a lot better. Ronnie says Home Depot stock is a great stock. It sure is.
And it seems like Home Depot's got more USA-made products.
Exactly. If you go to Home Depot, they are at least attempting to carry made in the USA quality stuff. They usually will have an option that's made in the USA. It's more expensive, but in my opinion, most of that stuff is a better product. If you go to Lowe's, they don't care anything about that. So at Lowe's, they're just trying to get you a cheap price, which has its place, right? But usually, I'll give you a great example. Electrical outlets. If you go to Lowe's, you can get a little cheapo electrical outlet, and they have about the same thing in Home Depot, and they're about the same price, and I think they're like 69 cents now or something. It's like 69 cents for a little electrical outlet. But at Home Depot, if you pay $1, they have a made in the USA electrical outlet. They have a company that's about half of their electrical stuff is made in the USA. It's stamped right on it. So I think that's a little bit better quality product than the made in China stuff. And you hopefully are employing somebody here in the United States that's making that little thing. And that's important to me. So there's a lot of stuff at Home Depot like that. You see it in the plumbing department, the electrical department, all over the place. They just have a lot of made in the USA stuff in there because they still are concerned about that.
Now, somebody's going to get on to us about the Milwaukee stuff. It's made in China.
It's true.
Snap-on is too. Look
Yep.
at your Snap-on stuff. Snap-on's the best stuff you can buy, supposedly.
Yeah.
And it's made in China. So
It's not a perfect thing, folks. You can't get everything made in USA, but if you have a choice, you know, I would prefer that. Okay, Galaxian says, I don't know. I've seen some pros that aren't worth a crap. Ain't that the truth? And you have to measure out the cost versus the quality, you know. Maritime Site says, what's Donnie's newest Milwaukee tool?
my newest Milwaukee tool, it's the power inverter.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
We
Yeah,
used it today, actually.
We used it today to check and see if a camera worked. Joey says, I like Home Depot as well. The people at Lowe's think their shit don't stink.
Yep, I can see that.
Well, there you go. Ronnie says, the quality of lumber seems to be coming back better lately as well.
Quality of lumber, the problem with Home Depot and Lowe's both, they're drying it in the store. So if you put that and try to build a house with it or put it outside in the elements, it'll twist all the hell on you.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy good lumber, go to an outside mill, like 84 Lumber used to be, where they store everything outside.
Yeah.
And then you would get better lumber that way.
That's a good, interesting point. All right. Ronnie says, lumber was bad for a while, twisted and turned. Yep.
Yep.
YouTube said, we've not had a Milwaukee baby shout out for a while.
Yeah. They ain't paid me nothing.
Yeah. Jonathan says, I use DeWalt mostly, stay away from Harbor Freight.
We used to have a bunch of DeWalt tools. The problem we had with DeWalt tools, it wasn't the actual tool, it was the battery.
Yeah.
The batteries would not hold up.
But I'm sure they've fixed that now.
You would think.
That was all before the new generation of batteries. So what happened was Milwaukee it seemed to me like Milwaukee came out with that first, or they were the first ones that marketed it properly or something. So we ended up getting some Milwaukee stuff because they had that badass battery. That Milwaukee battery, there's one right behind Donnie there. That Milwaukee battery, it'll fit on all of their tools. It holds a good charge. The stuff works good. And once you buy one, you're kind of into it. I saw somebody the other day that said whenever you become a dad, you have to choose one of these 4 houses like they do on Harry Potter, and it showed DeWalt, Milwaukee, Ryobi, and then the 4th one might have been, is it Cobalt maybe? There's a 4th one that everybody uses too.
Probably, no, it's probably Makita or Milwaukee.
Makita, yeah. So Milwaukee, Makita, Ryobi, and DeWalt. Every guy like kind of picks one, and then you're kind of stuck with it because the batteries fit everything. So nothing wrong with any of them 4 really. It's just we're kind of into Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's cheaper too, isn't it? Isn't it cheaper?
I don't know. I ain't pricing on the rest of them.
Yeah. Once you're kind of in it, you're in it. You know. So Jonathan says he uses DeWalt mostly. Stay away from Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight, depending on what you're getting, I mean, if it's something that you're only going to use like once, that's the place to get it, I think.
We get some stuff from there. We got a couple AC line wrenches from over there because we was going to use them once some way.
Yeah.
But normally we get stuff from the flea market. We don't buy nothing new.
Yeah. So like if you're talking about like an electric drill or something from Harbor Freight, like a battery powered something from Harbor Freight, I would never buy any of that stuff because you're only gonna be able to use it on that one thing, and once that battery's dead, you're screwed. And
I think they use beaver or something.
Yeah.
I think that's their name.
Okay, and then Thomas says, greetings, how are you two? Thank you, Thomas. We're doing just great. We made it through the storm fine. Everything's fine. We had some power out, but now we're good. Ronnie says, buy what you like with a good warranty, then not much else matters. Yeah. Tell them about the Milwaukee warranty on the nail gun.
5 years.
5 years, you don't need a receipt. They run it by the serial number. So they know exactly when that thing was made. If it's got a 5-year warranty, you show up at their place. They take it across the counter from you. They send it off to get repaired. Comes back, here you go, sir, come pick up your item.
And it worked.
Just like that. And the Milwaukee Repair Center, which I don't think does the repairs, I think they just send it back.
They said they only did a couple of things.
Yeah. But they're not far from Donnie's work, so he just drove right down there. So what that means is you could buy if you could break the code to tell when the thing was built, which I'm sure you could.
He told me it's in the serial number.
Yeah, it's in the serial number somewhere. You can figure out how old it is. You could just buy random tools at the flea market that were broke and send them off. They'd fix them for free.
Yeah, he told me what it was.
There's a way to tell. I'm sure it's all over the internet, but so I'm sure the other places probably have a similar thing. Okay, so Ronnie said that's good advice, Donnie. Matthew says best was when Donnie tested the punch bag in the arcade shop. So funny. Yep.
Yeah.
Joey says I go to 84 Lumber for all my wood. It's so much better.
84 Lumber is better for outside lumber, but we don't have one around here.
There
All
used-
the bars are closed down.
Yeah, there used to be a couple in town. They closed down years ago.
Yeah, we don't have any anymore.
But yeah, I would love to find a place that's. I mean, I don't hate Home Depot, but I would love to find a place that's a little smaller that, you know.
I'd rather give my money to the owner instead of a damn conglomeration.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you can actually talk to the owner, you can get something done.
Yeah. Ronnie says I have a battery adapter so I can interchange batteries across tools. That's cool. We messed around with that a little bit. We had a DeWalt battery we were trying to make a Milwaukee battery work for or something, but we haven't got too much into it. Z says, I'm a DeWalt baby too. I don't need it. The extra expense of Milwaukee as I don't use them every day. DeWalt batteries are really good nowadays. I think that, I'm sure all four of those, the batteries are fine now. I didn't realize that Milwaukee was more than DeWalt, but that, I can understand that. There's really, there's really nothing wrong with any of the four. I think they're all probably quality tools at this point.
I'm sure all of them's good.
Yeah.
Just, we got on the Milwaukee kick and ran with it.
I think Milwaukee's been doing really good. That's also a Milwaukee. Well, you see, there's a Milwaukee Sawzall right there, and there's a Milwaukee Light right there.
Well, my problem with Milwaukee, I got on them a long time ago on their electric stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a Milwaukee a core drill
Yeah.
to drill 8-inch holes in concrete, and I've also got Milwaukee porta bands and
Sawzalls were always Milwaukee, weren't they?
all my Sawzalls used to be Milwaukee's.
So we already liked Milwaukee. We always saw that as a quality company. The only thing I think I ever used with them was the Sawzall, but.
Used to be the name on them, and then I got a right angle drill.
Yeah. We needed a drill here in this building to work on some rafters. We were going to drill hundreds of holes. And so we bought this pretty decent Milwaukee right angle drill, and it held up. We burned it up eventually, but they repaired it. They replaced it. That didn't happen?
The DeWalt, we had a damn straight DeWalt and broke in half.
Oh, yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we got the right hand drill and never had another problem.
Yeah, so there you go. So our DeWalt failed us, and then we got Milwaukee, but.
Bought $160 corded drill from DeWalt. $160. That should have been the baddest damn drill out there for a cord. And it snapped in half, not once, but twice, with a 1/2-inch bit in it.
Yeah.
Going through wood.
Yeah.
So we went to Milwaukee and ain't looked back.
Yeah.
And my that battery drill finished the day out both times.
What was that we were using the battery for the other day that we couldn't believe that it was? There was something where we were running that battery. I couldn't believe that it was actually doing it. I'm sure people have used have seen the impact wrenches. I mean, the impact drills. I mean, you can have a professional level impact drill for lug nuts and things, tons of torque, running off a freaking battery now. It's an incredible.
Yeah, that Milwaukee I've got, it's got 1,400 foot-pounds, which all my air impact wrenches, and that's on a 1/2 inch, all my air impact wrenches are like 500.
Yeah.
It's got 3 times as much on a battery.
It's just crazy.
Mind-blowing to me.
But all right, let me go back. We missed some comments here. Okay, Jonathan says, I built a deck for my parents. A lot of the wood in Lowe's was always damp. Yep.
Yeah, if you go to 84 Lumber, it won't be like that, and it won't twist after the fact.
Joey says, I use Hart tools. Is Hart the Walmart stuff? I think I've seen that. I think that might be Walmart.
I don't know that I know them.
It's the same thing, Joey. You got to just use what you can afford and what you got. I mean, we're not here to talk trash about anybody's tools. I understand, and like we said, we get a lot of stuff from Harbor Freight if it's like a one-off thing where we're not going to use it a bunch.
I've got a bunch of Taiwan hand tools down there. I mean, it is what it is.
Since they've fixed that battery problem that they all used to have, because so like the Hart tools, I'm sure they're using a similar battery to what Makita and DeWalt and Milwaukee's using now, and it's probably a damn good tool with that battery. Stovepipe says, I bought a wood splitter from Harbor Freight. Nice unit. Yeah, stuff like that where it's mechanical.
It's probably good.
Pretty good stuff. We were just using a press earlier that we got from Harbor Freight that we needed to press something with, and it's just a big old clunky thing.
Yeah, hydraulic press. I mean, it's a
Dave said, did Donnie buy his microphone from Milwaukee? Can't really hear him. So let me see if I can block Dave here. Let's see, slide him over. Let's see here. Put user in timeout. Let's see here for 24 hours. Bye, Dave. So okay. Okay, Stovepipe says, laughing out loud. Thomas says, I have tools made by everyone. We would do that, Thomas, but our problem is we can't keep track of all of the batteries.
We've got hand tools by everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. CDI says, my fault, Milwaukee, not DeWalt. Okay. And Galaxian says, do they have problems with you using the drill as a hammer? Will they fix that?
Yes, they will fix that.
Yeah. Ronnie says, I've been telling them to get the phone sync wearable mic, cheap money, easier to hear. Well, it's easier to hear, but it'd be a lot of damn work, wouldn't it? So I guess they're not happy with the sound quality because I talk louder because I'm closer to the phone. All right, Z says, if you're only going to use something a few times or very light, then buy an off-brand tool. Otherwise, they can be false saving as you can't get spares or have them repaired.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Joey says, we have 484 lumbers in my area. I wish we did.
We used to have 10. All of them's gone.
Uh-huh. Thomas says, I sent your YouTube stash video to a TV YouTube restorer. He may contact you. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Cozy says, Galaxian, they may not have a problem with it, but my brother sure does. Won't do that again. He was talking about, using the drill as a hammer. Z says, Hart is basically Ryobi for Walmart.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Billy says, are you Donnie's brother? Uh-huh. I am Donnie's brother. Joey says, yeah, man, they're great tools. They have a lifetime warranty. I've heard good things. I think at the shop we had one that we got somewhere or something, and they seem pretty, they're nice heavy duty. They seem pretty good.
Yeah, I ain't never seen one.
They're blue, I think. Thomas says, sounds good to me, and I'm deaf. Well, there you go, Thomas. All right, does anybody have any questions for Donnie, my brother Donnie here? Maybe about all of his clamps in the case there? Maybe about his Bojangles or his glue bottle or his Diet Coke there. Ronnie says, I got a bunch of Hart there, blue and white. Yeah, I think I've seen them. It's like the Walmart one. But again, it's got that newer style battery that everybody kind of switched to, and they're awesome. Carol says, no, Donnie is your brother. That's my brother, Donnie. I'm his brother, Ronnie. Joey said they're white and black. Okay.
White and black.
Fearless Leader says, nice workbench. Is it sturdy? It is. It's all 2x4 construction. Donnie made that. Z says, what's it like being the baby brother of the family? Joey's the baby brother of the family. So Donnie wouldn't know.
Yep, I'm in the middle. Think about that.
Yeah, he's the middle child.
I get picked on both ways.
Yep. Thomas says, where is Joe? Joe is home with his family. They're probably playing in the pool.
I don't know, it's raining. They might not be.
Cozy said, I'm glad you guys are okay from the storm. Thank you, Cozy. Ronnie says, and I'm Ronnie with a brother Donnie as well, and my dad is Ronnie as well. Wow.
Damn.
Your dad wasn't playing around.
I'm supposed to be Huey.
Yeah, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Ron, other Ron, says, hey, Ronnie and Donnie, it's Ronnie too. No, Ronnie, no, Ron, you're actually Ronnie number 4 today because Ronnie Russell's here, and his father is Ronnie, and he was here before you, Ron, so I don't know what to tell you, man. You're Ron number 4. Ronnie said my dad couldn't spell. It made things easy, I guess. Our mom used to do the Donnie, Ronnie, quit that. Joey said if Donnie built it, it's going to be like a rock.
Well, I try to make it last for a little while.
It's like a rock. Was that Chevy?
Chevrolet.
Or was that Ford?
No, Chevrolet.
Okay. Ron says, heh. We went to Buc-ee's today.
Buc-ee's.
Has anybody been to a Buc-ee's? That's a whole experience if you haven't been to that. For the people overseas that may be watching, or if you're nowhere near a Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's is a gas station that's built kind of like a truck stop, but they don't allow trucks there. So it's all consumer cars. And Thomas says, use 2 screws when one will do. You damn right. It's a huge gas station. Huge. It's like Donnie was saying, it's the size of a Walmart. It ain't really that big inside, but it's bigger than most grocery stores, and it's a gas station. Think about the big grocery store near you. It's that big, but it's a gas station. So it's a truckless truck stop, exactly. We went in, and it was Sunday about 2 o'clock, or about 1 o'clock. We went to the one in Florence, South Carolina. There must have been 400 or 500 people inside the damn gas station when we went in.
There had to be more than that. Because think about them pumps out there.
No, I mean like in the building.
Okay. There's 130 pumps.
There's 130 pumps outside.
And every one of them was full.
And there were people at every one of them. Vehicles, okay? They have a separate parking lot, the size of a Walmart parking lot, over to the side, full of cars. People are parking, 400 feet from the freaking gas station and then walking over to the gas station because it's like you're going in a grocery store. So I walked in the front door. You know the little lobby that they have at the front of a building sometimes, like at a gas station or a grocery store, Harris Teeter or Publix or whatever. You go in and that's where the shopping carts are, and there's like a little area. There were 80 people in that area, and they weren't standing there. They were going in or going out. That's how busy this place is. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. So they have an entire, you know how you go to the grocery store and they have like the meat department, and they've got that case with all of the meat in it? They had that, but all that was in it was beef jerky. So they're selling beef jerky for $30 a pound, and it's like all different types. There's like, I don't know, it looked like 20 different types of beef jerky. You buy it by the pound, it's like $30 a pound. They had it hanging on the walls in bags, this huge area. They had another area. They had a whole row, a whole aisle of like pickled things. So like pickled eggs, pickles, pickled cucumbers or whatever, just all kinds of pickled stuff. Just an entire area with just different types of coffee, just stuff everywhere. Half of the store was basically clothes and souvenirs and stuffed animals and stuff. There is a bar in the middle that's like it's like a hot bar. And so they're making brisket sandwiches as quick as they can make them. There's a guy standing there making them nonstop. And then they put them out on the hot bar kind of like like you see this at a lot of gas stations where there's a little hot plate, like a lamp, and there's some stuff there. The guy's making brisket sandwiches nonstop and putting them out. And the area is it's kind of circular, and it's probably 30 feet around. And so there's just all kinds of different stuff in there. There was a guy standing there with a cart selling pecans and what was the other thing? Cashews that were heated, and he's just selling them right off the. And again, there's hundreds of people in there. There's people everywhere. And what else do they have? They had a on the backside of the hot bar. They had a cake or what was it? It was like cheesecake and stuff. The same thing. There's a lady there, and she's just bagging this stuff up and putting it out, and it's on this big, huge. It's like you're at a Ryan's buffet, right? And people everywhere. They had the drink coolers over on the wall. and there's somebody behind them constantly filling them up. And then from the front, you're getting the drinks. And then after a while, there's no, you know, you're waiting on the guy back there to fill it back up. I didn't see any of them go empty, but that's how they're doing it. You know, there's somebody back there just constantly filling them up as people are taking them out of the other side.
And there was 8 or 9 fountain drink machines in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the bathroom is incredible.
Yeah, the bathroom, you go in, there's like 20 urinals over here, and over here there's like 20 doors in the wall that are the toilets. And then sinks in the middle, this huge island of 30 sinks or whatever. To get to the bathroom, you walk down a hallway. It's like you're at the mall, walking down like the exit at the mall. You walk down this big hallway, and then you go that way, a big long hallway to go to the women's, that way, big long hallway to go to the men's. I couldn't check out the inside of the women's, but I've heard stories that it's similar. So, yeah, it's just an unbelievable place. But out front, there's 2 big, huge overhangs with ice machines on the very front of the building. Tons of ice machines. But I mean the pumps. So you just think of like the pumps wherever you get your gas normal, how they have that roof on them, right? This thing has columns holding it up. There's 16 columns holding it up, right? And so this overhang thing, there's 2 posts, brick posts holding up the thing, and then there's a car parked on each side, you know, and there's 2 pumps. So that's 4 cars. There's what are 16 of these things. And then there's 2 sets of those. There's 2 of those. So there's 32 times 4. Am I doing that right? Yeah, that's right. So I underestimated it earlier. 32 times 4, that's 120, 128. And then there were 4 extra ones on that one. So there's 132 gas pumps out front of the place. It's so long. I mean, you can't even, like if you started walking from here to the other end, you'd be tired by the time you got over there. I mean, it's literally like a quarter mile or something. There's a traffic jam getting into the place, and there's 132 pumps.
And they got their own exit off of I-95.
Yeah, when you come off I-95, the ramp as you go off is blocked because they know you're getting off there to go in the damn Buc-ee's. So whenever you get off, you basically are pushed into the parking lot of Buc-ee's. It's so big. So it's just something to go see. There were so many people there, though, it wasn't really all that fun because there's people in the way everywhere. I mean, you can't even hardly look at anything. There's so many people around. One of the cashiers mentioned that people were coming back from the beach and they hit them up on Sunday afternoon all the time. So it's probably just the time we were there. But, all right, Donnie, they have some more questions for you. Let me go back.
More questions, okay.
More questions. Here we go. Let's see here. Ron says he's totally jelly. Z says, so it's a truckless truck stop. Yep.
Yep, that's correct.
Joey says he's never been to Buc-ee's. Ronnie says, yes, Ron, that brisket is amazing. Ron says, I have to say, I think I have a thing for giant fluffy beavers. Well, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Thomas says, that's a lot of gas. Yeah, I can't imagine what the tanks look like. Z says, is the property development business shared amongst all the brothers or just you two? Just us two. Joey does have a rental house of his own with his wife. Fearless Leader 90 says, everything the body needs, pretty much. Fearless Leader 90 said, any lot lizards? Probably. There were so many people there, you couldn't tell who was in business and who wasn't. But there probably were. Thomas says now that he's hungry. Jonathan said they need an arcade inside called Joe's. Yeah. Carol says, is it pecans or pecans? It's pecans. Z says, have you ever considered renting out arcade pinball machines, or is there no money in it? I used to work for a guy that did that, and to be honest, the service calls and everything just drive you crazy. So it's nothing. It's nothing I'm interested in. Joey says it's pecans. And Joey says, I'm from Louisiana originally, and they called them pecans. I agree. Carol says, okay. Ron says, ice, 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 baby. Ronnie says, anyone here from Georgia? We are in a shelter-in-place order. A chemical plant down the road. Chemical plant exploded down the road. Stinks like tires and chlorine outside, and the smoke cloud is covering many hundreds of miles. Wow. I hate to hear that.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about that one.
I hope they get that under control soon so you can at least go outside. That's just nuts. Ron says, that's horrible, Ronnie. Be safe. Joey says, I'm praying for y'all, Ronnie. I hope everything gets better soon, buddy. Ronnie says, should be fine. This plant's got to go. It's the second time in 3 years. Yeah, if they can't keep everybody safe, they need to shut that crap down. Stacy says, how long have you been remodeling mobile homes? Mobile homes in particular, our first one we started
5 years ago?
4 or 5 years ago, yeah. But before that, we had buildings that we had worked on. We've been working on buildings in this town since 2006 or so 18 years or so. We've been doing repair work on buildings, and it's basically the same for mobile homes. Ronnie says biolab. Yeah, I think I did hear it was a biolab. Well, that makes you wonder, right? Good Lord. A chemical plant exploded down the road. Stinks like tires and chlorine outside. I think I saw a news story earlier where they said a biolab exploded. I guess that's what he's talking about.
Today?
Yeah. If there was an explosion, I mean, maybe that shut the plant down. So. All right, folks. Well, we just figured we'd get on here and tell everybody that we're doing all right. Everything's fine. We just couldn't upload. Ron says Teslas. Uh-oh. Joey says, where do y'all live? Oh, he might not be talking to us. I'm in Charlotte. Donnie's in Waxhaw. Joey's in Fort Mill. We straddle the North Carolina, South Carolina line. Charlotte is right the first thing north of, the first thing in North Carolina if you're coming from South Carolina. And our business is in Rock Hill, which is the first thing in South Carolina if you're coming from Charlotte. So it all straddles the line. So Jonathan says, have a great week, guys. Be safe. Thank you, folks. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Oh, yeah, give us a thumbs up. We got 36 viewers, and we have 32 thumbs up. That's probably pretty good.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all. We'll see you next time.
Thank y'all. We'll see you soon. I hope everybody's safe out there. Ronnie, I hope they get that plant shut down or fixed or something. That's crazy. So everybody take care. We will see you on the next video. Have a good one.